Hello, everybody. I just wanted to say thank you for all the support and for listening, for watching, for the kind words. It's truly meant a lot to me. We are back with episode number 2, and I'm excited for you to hear. Just a heads up, you might come across a little bit of distortion. I may have been a little close to the mic at times, so if you do hear it, my apologies. I'm always working to improve and everything, so just wanted to give a heads up before you come across any of those moments. Also, just for a little context, DREAMiV for me is this effort to ultimately help us learn to love ourselves better. I feel like our dreams come from this ideal space where we want loving and fulfilled life. And so, if we are able to love ourselves better, then perhaps we can get closer in alignment with the dreams, that we do have for our future in terms of it being what would be loving for ourselves. Also, I'm not saying that I have the answers to that, but more so that I'm on a journey of discovering that. And this is about having a platform and holding space for us all to journey and discover what that might be able to look like. So, it is a play on words, dream IV, like an IV for your body, but instead it's the body of your dreams. It is the nice body. It is the form of the dream, the idea, the concept, whatever it is that I'm trying to help fuel and even get rid of if it's not actually in alignment for you. So, all of that being said, that's just a little bit of context for where I'm coming from, and I hope to be able to share more with you. But without further ado, here's the second episode of Dream IV, the show. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Josiah, and I am so thankful to have you. Welcome to Dream IV, where we dream in a variety of ways. And I'm just so glad that this is getting going, that you are supporting, and that this will shapeshift and be a transformer in the podcast world in a sense where it's going to become something. And I'm just so happy to look out into the atmosphere, which really just means out of this window next to me, and just see what can it become. I don't know, but I'm excited. And also, just a heads up, normally podcasts are on app stores and apps, things of that nature. It does take an approval process, so while that's going, I will be posting here on YouTube, so feel free to come back here, listen, and once it is time for those episodes to be placed on those different apps, I will let you know that it is there, and then we can move. We can journey to wherever the next place is. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can go there and listen. And one of the main reasons that I started this podcast was really for the purpose of helping myself and other people learn to love themselves better. I think that any dream that we have ultimately boils down to this life that is not just an ideal in our mind, but coming from this place where we just want to have a life full of love. We want to have a life that we do love, that we enjoy. And I believe the way to that life, or how we can get there, is by loving ourselves and discovering what that dream life, what that dream achievement actually is. Because many times I've discovered in my life what I was pursuing versus what I actually wanted deep down and would find satisfying and fulfilling didn't always match. I pursued what looked like the way, but then after some reflection or some listening or soul searching, figured out, oh, that's not actually what I want. It's something different. So hopefully this can be some medicine, like an IV. Ooh, wordplay. Just like that, it could be some medicine and some help for you going forward into the life that you would like to have. Quick ad time. I don't have any sponsors, anybody like that, but I do have a friend, a persona, a grandfather who loves to sing, and I'm just going to have him join us here today. He just wanted to say something real quick. It's just a quick ad. What did you want to say? I want to say, shout out to me for being me. I'm not conceited at all. Oh, 'cause if you conceited, you gon' fall. That's right. But I love me. So shout out to me. That's it. That's all. All right. Okay. Well, thank you. That's your sponsor for today, and we're gonna keep it moving. On a deeper note, though, something that has been a struggle for me, I would say, is this sense of being in between. You know, you're not in the past, you're not in the future that you want, which really does mean that, well, you're in the present. But to keep it real, who wants to be in the present? Like, boo, boring. Like, why would you want to be in the present, particularly if the life you want is not presently the life you have? And I would say that that's usually a place and time where I feel dissatisfied with different things, feeling that not so much this, not so much that, this in between is uncomfortable, and I don't like it. I hate it. It does not feel good at all. But I think I am learning to navigate it a bit more. To be honest, I think part of the discomfort comes from the sadness of what you might feel like you lost, or what you might feel like you never actually achieved, or things just didn't turn out the way that you would have expected. You know, I've been in a place recently where I've been able to look back, see particular places and people that I've known before, and even social media will sort of trigger this for you. You know, you see updates of people's lives and sort of realize that they are moving in different ways. Or you realize like, oh, this happened. Or you see different achievements from other people, success stories, which is awesome. Babies that are showing up, marriages that are happening, and weddings that have taken place. And you realize, I wasn't invited to that. Or, they did achieve that degree. That's nice for them in that new car, whatever it might be. And all of it is dope. And honestly, I feel like when I'm in a healthy place, I can actually celebrate. That's the indicator for me. I don't blame it on social media. I really just use it as a heart check. Do I celebrate the things that I come across? Yes or no? And if not, what's going on with me? Because when I'm satisfied, when I'm healthy and I'm secure in my own life, I'm not tripping over the success of somebody else. Instead, it just fuels me and adds to the celebration of my own day. You know, I just feel good about it. But when you're in the in-between stage, it feels not only dissatisfying, but discomforting, maybe because you just don't know what's up ahead, or you don't know why the future you want hasn't happened. And for myself, even beyond not knowing why, there's the fear that whatever it is that you would want, simply won't happen, or an outcome that you did not want to happen will happen, you know? Many different things. I think in a tangible way, just for example, I don't know if you've ever just been dissatisfied with something that you were eating, you know, just some food. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I know my body's hungry. I'm going to pick up such and such, and I'm going to go ahead and have that for lunch or for dinner, whatever it is. But it just doesn't hit right. It just doesn't flow the way you want it to, doesn't satisfy your taste buds. Or if you're trying to watch TV and nothing is quite entertaining enough or quite this or that enough, it feels like that, but just internally, you know, emotionally or even spiritually. And as I've tried to sit with myself in silence and not distract myself with television or with food, I'm telling on myself right now, I've actually come to find that, number one, it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be sad that what was no longer is. Whether it's your body, how you look, places that you used to go that literally don't exist anymore because renovation and whatever else in society is moving forward. People, friendships, they're different, or they don't exist anymore, or they've just evolved into something you just never expected it to. Many different things. Your faith, your outlook on life. A lot of things can transition and be. And when it's not at a place of finality when it doesn't quite feel secure, where you have all the answers, or you feel like I know who my people are, or I have that job, or I have this thing in place. I think something that is helpful for me now is realizing that you're awake. And I don't just mean literally, I mean perception wise. Like, you are able to perceive the fact that you are dissatisfied. And it's typically in that moment, as I look back, when I have sought out what I need. That's typically when I lean in further and say, okay, you know what? If what was isn't working for me, if the path that I had before isn't it, then what is, and what is right now? And instead of trying to make a future happen that I would ideally want, I think I take the moment to listen and see, okay, what is it that I need right now? It's not about throwing away what you want in the future. And it's not even saying that what you do right now won't lead to it, but it's about saying, well, what is it that you need right now? And facing the fears that maybe the future that you held in mind might end up looking different based on your present. That, to me, for me, only speaking for myself, that's the kicker right there. It's being able to let go of the future that I wanted and realize that I'm not where I used to be, and be willing to go down a path that maybe I hadn't known of before, or just never really considered seriously, and be okay if that ends up leading to a future that is different, trusting that it may actually be more satisfying. You know, I've found that when you do listen to what you need, what your body needs, what your heart needs, what your mind needs, when you listen to that and when you actually lean into that and fulfill that, you end up with a more satisfying and fulfilling life. And going forward, even if your future goals or your outlook that you had on what your ideal outcome, ideal future, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. So I'm still going to be looking for it even after this podcast. But even if that ends up being different, it's okay, I think. So this isn't about me being anybody's guru. I am not. This is really just asking questions and navigating them and sharing that process and really trying to help lead to a life where you are loving yourself better, and in turn, your dreams are much more aligned with who you are and what you need and what would be best for you, more fulfilling. So I hope that this week, as you are realizing that you're awake in different ways, and if this doesn't relate to you at all, it's all good. But if it does, and you do see that you are awake to the things that aren't satisfying, maybe you will discover something this week that you need. Discover something that maybe you just hadn't thought about before. And hopefully it'll lead to more fulfillment or lead to some of the answers that you've been looking for. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening up until this point. If you want to follow along, keep in touch. You can follow Josiah, that's JOXCYA, on social medias. I say medias like plural. You have Twitter, you have Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, just got there, so haven't posted a whole lot, but we'll be ramping that up as well in some ways, and hopefully providing you with more context this week for what this means for me, what I'm doing, what the purpose is, and how this might look. So again, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, great rest of your life, all of that, and you be well.